Hello, I'm Svitek, 360 Creative Coach, and in this episode, I want to give you a very practical tip to make your editing life so much easier, especially in the day and age that we live in. But before I get into it, I would like to also take the opportunity to invite you to subscribe if you aren't already. Thank you if you just did, and thank you if you already were. It means a lot to me. So let's get into it. What is this tip? It's a very simple tip, but very powerful. And that's to always conform your footage before editing. So what do I mean by this? Nowadays, a lot of us are editing with mixed footage, meaning, I'll just give you an example of my life. Some footage may be coming in from a Blackmagic camera, a Red camera, an iPhone, a Samsung, and this and that, right? And you're kind of mixing it all together. Not always, but even some, even on a professional movie, a lot of footage may be shot on a Red, let's say, but, secondary footage and things like that might be shot on a Blackmagic. And the thing of it is, we call these mixed formats. And even though editing systems nowadays are supposed to be able to utilize all these and things like that, I just find no matter what, if I don't conform the footage ahead of time, it starts to lag in terms of the edit. Things are off sync, things look weird and so forth because some of it you're mixing different frame rates, obviously different aspect ratios and so forth. And so what conforming means is you put it through, whether it's Adobe Media Encoder or something or other, and you apply the same settings to it and output all of the footage to be, what the standard that you're going to use. So it could be Apple ProRes, anything you ultimately want, although you don't want it to be, you don't want it like an H.264, which is a lower quality, file format. You want to retain a good quality. But doing this, and especially now, because a lot of the stuff that I do is for social media now in terms of promos and so forth. So I will get iPhone footage. And even though let's say I get 6 clips from 6 different people, even though it's all iPhones, again, the resolution is different, the frame rates might be different. Something might be 30 frames per second exactly. Others might be 29.97 or 24 and whatever else, right? Some of it might be 2K, other 1080p. And it's just a mess. And again, these editing software are supposed to be able to take it, but I just run into problems when I export it. All of a sudden, people are saying it looks out of sync and so forth. And the simple solution for it, and it comes from my love of Avid. Avid, no matter what you import into it, it automatically starts to, it transcodes it into its own sort of file format, thereby conforming it, right? You select at the start of, the project of what the footage is going to be. Is it 1080p? Is it 2K? Whatever. And you kind of go off of that. And I nowadays, I just do that with everything because I just don't want to deal with the headache of render times, of it slowing down and things being off sync or whatever else. So it's a simple thing. Yes, it's going to eat up some time ahead of your edit, especially if you have a lot of footage, but it will save you so many headaches, and it will allow you to work, as Robert Rodriguez likes to say, at the speed of thought. I'd much rather when editing, be able to do it versus having to render or be like, oh, this is off, and is it off, is it not? So just please, pick a file format and conform all your footage before you input it into your edit software so it is the same. Okay? Now, also just kind of a tangent tip. Does that mean that you have to have everything in the utmost big quality? No, you can actually have it on a more workable resolution, right? Let's say 1080 at it doesn't have to be Apple ProRes exactly. It could be a smaller file version. And then when you have things edited, well then, as is typical, you can up-res that to the higher quality later. That's another kind of tutorial for another day, but I just wanted to kind of introduce that thought for you in this as well. Anyway, that's the tip. Thank you for listening. I hope it is beneficial. If you have any questions or comments of your own, please share. Write them down below or hit me up on social media at Svitek. And if you think this might be beneficial to somebody in your life, please share it with them. I certainly would appreciate it, and I appreciate you. Hope to see you next time.